How's everybody doing out there? Happy New Year to everybody. I am so excited to be with you. We've got some great things in store for 2021. And I'm just excited, man. We made it through 2020. It's been crazy, to say the least, but I'm happy to see you guys. So today's easy, cheap eats recipe. You're going to enjoy this. It's something that you can do with the kids. The kids are going to love it. It's so simple. It's so easy. It's crazy, okay? We're basically doing these hamburger muffins, these hamburger popovers, all right? I'm not going to do it with lean ground beef. I'm doing mine with ground turkey. There is a nice buttery, flaky biscuit that goes along with this. This is also good comfort food. And everything that goes on a burger pretty much is going to be already in the mixture. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy to do. It takes maybe about 20 to 30 minutes and it's all done. And also for dessert, which may take a little bit longer, we have a vegan recipe, okay? It's dry January. People are starting over. People are also eating clean and trying to clean out their systems. And you might want something nice and light. And I do have to warn you, this is the first time I'm ever making this dish out of my vegan recipe. So I'm a newbie at this. So we're going to be making this for the first time together. It's a tofu cream and berry dessert that we got going on. All right. For the hamburger recipe requires 1 pound of meat. It's going to have 1.5 teaspoons of ketchup, a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, and we've got 6 ounces of cubed cheese to go along with that. We're going to have a bed of arugula. We're going to top it with a tomato, and if you want, you can even slide a pickle on there. All right. Now for the cream, this recipe requires whatever type of berry that you want. Strawberries, blackberries, all the berries are in season. They're on sale, especially right now at Publix, 3 for $10. It's going to require you to have about 1.8 pounds of tofu, a 1/4 cup of apple juice, a 1/4 cup of almond butter, 1/3 cup of maple syrup, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, some salt, and instead of arrowroot, which the recipe requires, we're going to have cornstarch today. If you don't know what arrowroot is, it's basically a thickening agent, okay? It's a nice thickening agent that, used to thicken types of sauces and stuff. And for those who have young children out there, one of the favorite things that I used to love to eat with my children were arrowroot cookies. I used to steal them from my babies, all right? But, it's a great fun. If you don't have arrowroot or cornstarch, you can also use tapioca in this recipe as well. So let's just jump right into it and let's get started. All right. As we've got our diced onions. These are the tools that we're going to use. Okay. We're going to use this for our mixing board. Here's our berries. Now, okay. Unfortunately, when I went to my cabinet today, I didn't have any vanilla extract. I'm sorry. So I'm switching this a little bit today. The recipe also calls for rice milk, but I'm going to use vanilla coconut milk, okay? Why? Because when I'm thinking about cream, I want a little bit of that extra fat, and I'm cheating today. The vanilla is already in the coconut, okay? I'm also switching out this recipe for this cream also calls for cashew butter, and I'm going to use almond butter instead, okay? We've got our tofu. We've got all our seasonings for our burger. Had to pop our joint right open for these buns, and we're about to get ready to get right into it. Okay, so my son will be with me in a minute. I'm going to just coat this pan with some olive oil so we can get the onions going. We've got our ground turkey, everything. Boom. I don't want these to be too greasy. Just want to coat the pan. Okay. Let that heat up. And then we're going to take our onion. It's already diced. And get that started. As you know, the real famous Emeril Lagasse, he used to say, we're going to get these guys happy. Okay. Got my heat on high to medium so I can heat up that oil a little bit faster. And I'm going to season. I always season my burgers with different types of seasoning. You can use a Montreal seasoning, which is pretty much available in a lot of the stores. And I like a nice little Texas rub that you can use as well. Me personally, for my turkey burgers, one of the things that I like to use is basically some simple sea salt. If you come over here, you can see that for this seasoning, I've got salt, got black pepper, I've got some Cajun seasoning right here, paprika, and then of course, I always cook with onion and garlic powder. All that is going into the burger. And for some wetness, we're going to add a little bit of Worcestershire sauce or Worcestershire, whatever you want to call it. Okay. The onion right there, get happy. Now you can't have a burger without onions. The onions to me, make the burger. You can use red onions, raw if you want. We'll let these sweat for a minute before we put our turkey in. All that onion flavor soak up in that oil. Remember, if you have any questions, you can always hit me up in the chat. All right. Again, Happy New Year to everybody. And, you can always log on to my website. Got some new things we're going to be launching on the website too. My website is www.goodeatz with a Z by doc.com. Okay. You can also log on to my partner in wellness, Abby at Harmony Nutrition. And her website is www.harmonynutritionatl.com. All right. Next month is my birthday month, and I've got a very special recipe that I'm going to make for you guys because we've got some great topics for you coming up. Okay. I'm going to try to do this with one hand. You know what? I'm just going to do this the easy way. I'm just going to flop that in there. Oh, there's my son. All right. Some of you guys don't know. That's okay. It's all right. All right. Now, son, let's see. What was that question real quick? Okay, chat. What was your website again? Okay. I'm going to type it in the chat. No, I don't. I got it. Stay here. Don't go nowhere. Don't run. eats.com. All right. Website's in the chat. All right. www.goodeatz.com. All right. My cameraman, my guy. All right. What I want you to do is I want you to hold this camera right here. So say hello to everybody, DJ.
Hello.
All right. Hold this just like this and focus it right on what I'm doing. Okay. I am going to season this. A little salt. There we go. That's what I want. You got the onion powder and garlic powder already combined. Make sure all that's going in there. Black pepper.
Black pepper is probably one of the best peppers to ever exist.
I'm also going to throw some paprika. A little Cajun seasoning is going to go in there. And usually, sometimes you'll do this beforehand, but it's okay. Before you put it in the pan. But all right, already started. All right, gonna mix that up. If you have any questions, you can always hit me up in the chat. We're going to make sure it's brown. Now, remember when you're cooking poultry, you want to get that poultry 165 degrees. If you don't have a thermometer, there's all types of thermometers you can use. For ground beef or any ground, poultry that we're doing, you're really going to do an eye test. You can put a thermometer on this if you want, but, once everything is all brown, flavors are going to mash together. We're going to get that going. Now, like I said, your kids, you have children, your kids are going to love this. DJ did not know what was going to be for dinner tonight. And, he got a treat. I made some sliders on Sunday night. And he didn't know that we were going to have, I totally forgot that we were making, a burger dish on Tuesday. You get that real fine. I like to always chop.
So when it gets like that color.
No, it's not quite ready yet. You still see the pink?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You don't want no pink because we don't want a word that starts with an S. And what's that word?
Salmonella.
Salmonella. Don't want that at all. All right. Let that breathe a little bit while that's cooking. All right.
It's like cooking not ground beef, but the ground turkey.
This is ground turkey. That's right. Okay. Now, we're going to come over here and we've got our biscuits. Okay. Now, you can use any type of biscuit that you want. Okay.
That's a lot of dough.
Yeah, it's a lot of dough, but that's quite all right. Before we open up that dough, we're going to take our muffin pan, spray them. Bam.
Would it be useful to use mini parchment paper as well?
You can use parchment paper. You can use mini parchment paper if you have it.
Sometimes when you're baking, you use parchment paper or like some sort of oil so the cake or whatever you're baking doesn't stick to the pan.
Very good, Deej. All right. I'm just going to flop these biscuits down in here just like that. Okay. Got these biscuits going. The biscuits are just going in there just like that. Our meat is cooking over there. Make sure all the slots are covered, and bam, there we go. We'll save the other part of the biscuit dough, for something else. Maybe we'll make biscuits in the morning. Okay. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to make a cup out of these. Okay. You want to press it down. Press the biscuit dough down and make a cup. Start from the middle. Press the biscuit dough down and make sure it hits all the sides. Okay. And make a cup out of that. Press the biscuits down in the middle. Get your cup. All right. Use 2 fingers, 4 fingers if you got to. Whatever you got to do. You can have your kids do this, and they will love to play with the dough because it feels cool to them. And there you go. Now, we're going to go back to the meat. I'm going to add some ketchup.
You're going to cook the ketchup?
Yes, we're going to cook the ketchup.
I've never seen anyone do that before.
Dijon mustard. Okay. You stay right there because I forgot something in the prep. We're going to add a little bit of brown sugar to this mix. All right. Now the ketchup that I'm using is a no sugar ketchup. No sugar added ketchup. In the serving, it only has like 1 gram of sugar in it. It's a great ketchup. Heinz makes it. You're gonna get all of that seasoning, all that in there. Make sure every coat Try something. I'm gonna add a tad bit more salt to this. You know, you cook your meat, whether it's ground turkey, ground beef, cooking your steak. The thing that you need the most of everything else is salt. What do you think, G? Think we should add some more ketchup to that? Yeah, let's add
a little bit.
Let's add a little bit more ketchup to that. This is great kid food or great comfort food. Super Bowl's going to come up. NFL playoffs are going on. They're on. They're popping right now. This is something that you can whip up and you call your people over and you're watching the game. All right, that's brown, and that's done. Because these are also, remember, you just want to brown it. Got the oven off, and stay on that. Let me find a spoon.
Our biscuits, our meat.
Stay right there. All right. And now we're going to make our cups. Okay. Take a little bit of our meat mixture and basically stuff the cups. All right. Want to make a deeper pocket
for them.
Yeah, for some of these, like this one right here. We'll make a deeper pocket. Here we go. What we're going to do is stuff them just like that. Got the meat in there. We got our onion. I'm telling you, everything that goes in the burger or goes on a burger is going to be in here. These make great appetizers. All right. Oh man, that's goodness. I'm trying to make sure we've got some shape to them. We want that burger mixture down in there. Same thing over here. Let's get a little bit more meat on that one. Make sure we got what we need.
Look like burger cupcakes.
It's exactly kind of what they are. Burger cupcakes. You know, but these little simple popovers are fun. They're delicious. And now we're going to come here. Basically, what we're going to do is just take these cheese cubes. Just stuff them down in there. Now, there's a couple of different things you could have done. Now, you want to get really happy with the cheese, put the cheese on the bottom before you put the mixture in there, too. That way, you've got a real cheesy popover. Okay. Just going to add that right there. Just right on the top of them. And that cheese is going to melt. What I'm using is Vermont sharp cheddar cheese. It's like one of my favorite cheeses. Either the white or the yellow. It doesn't matter. Now, these are also Gruyere. Since you're making turkey, these are also great if you got some Gruyere cheese. Let's just put 3. Let's make it really cheesy. So when they come out, We've got some real nice. All right, there we go. I'm going to eat the rest of those. All right, now I've got my oven on 400. And this is going in there for 15 minutes. All right, that's it. How you doing over there, cameraman?
Doing good.
All right. Now, while that's cooking, come over here to the tofu. We're going to make our cream. Okay. We got some extra firm tofu. Put this out over here because we want the water to drain. Put this tofu there. We got some extra firm tofu. Get concentrated on the tofu. We're going to take some paper towel. And basically what we want to do, we want to squeeze this excess water out. You can come closer. You want to squeeze this excess water out. Okay. What happened? What's the question in the chat?
It says, I'm vegan and we are mostly a plant-based fam. Can we sub to?
I got you. Yes. You can sub that. I know what you're about to ask, and I'm glad you asked that. All right. Can you sub the turkey for like Gardein or any types of those grounds? Yes, you can. Daya makes a decent alternative cheese product. If you are vegan and vegetarian, it's the same thing. Same texture, same fun. Okay. And a little bit more healthier for you too. Okay. So now I'm going to give these another squeeze just to make sure we've got the water out of that tofu.
Why is it important to keep the water out of the tofu?
Because you don't want the cream to be watery.
Ah.
All right. And then we'll basically just break up the tofu. All right. Now, if you don't want to do, there's lots of different things you can do. Tofu is great for you. It's high for alternative plant-based protein product. Of course, we all know it's soy. And I'm just going to just cut this into cubes. Just diced. Simple. Okay. Like I said, I'm making this for the first time. So we're going to see how this really comes out. Bam. Got my mixer. Make sure it's tofu broken up.
You don't want there to be chunks in our cream?
Yeah, we're going to make this into our cream. You don't want granules. I like a hand mixer. Use a simple food processor. Just want to smooth this tofu out. There we go. Oh. All right. smoothing this tofu out. So like I said, I like to do, when I'm making creams and stuff like that, I like to do a lot of it by hand. It's a lot easier if you have the food processor, but I like that right there. Okay, so to this, we're going to add a maple syrup. We're going to add some almond butter. The recipe calls for cashew butter, but I've got to be honest, I didn't feel like paying $10 for a jar of cashew butter when all I needed was a little bit. You know, you can the good thing about these different nut butters is that you can substitute, you know, these guys. And this calls for just about a quarter of a cup in these packets. You know, I can deal with these. All right, let's add these last two. I should have probably scraped these out, but you know, time was of the essence. Okay, got one more after this. And there we go. Sometimes in the kitchen, I like doing things the hard way. You know, they say you're supposed to work smarter, not harder, but it's okay. All right, let's get the rest. I like my cream sweet, so I'm going to do a little extra. I've got some monk fruit. Just put a little monk fruit in there. Then we're going to do the apple juice. All right. Let's make this happen. Make sure it's smooth. Getting close to the consistency that we want. I'm going to add a little bit of salt to this as well, just to bring everything together. And if you stay right there, son, I am going to take a vanilla coconut milk. And when you're dealing with coconut, you want to shake it up. Okay. I'm using this for the fat in our cream. And just a little more than that. Instead of the arrowroot, I'm using cornstarch. As a thickener. All right. What I'm going to do, whisk all that together. You don't want any lumps. So add a little more. There we go. I'm using a little bit more coconut milk than what the recipe calls for. I'm only doing that because I think that we're going to need it. Right, stay focused on that. And this calls for it to go on the stove. And what we would normally do is we heat this up, but I'm just going to throw it in the microwave. Okay. I'm going to throw it in the microwave for a minute and see what happens. Cook cleans as he goes, of course. This stuff, the cutting board. And let's see how the temperature in this has come out. Oh yeah, it's nice and warm. You can see the separation of the fats there. So we're just gonna whisk this together. Whisk this together, make sure all that cornstarch is broken up. Nice and warm. All right. This goes in there. I'm gonna still whisk it, let this cool down just a tad. It's like when you have a baby bottle and you don't have a bottle warmer, you gotta use your finger just to temper it, just to make sure it's all good, because you don't want to curdle or cook anything. Let that cool down just a little bit. And this is going to go right there. All right. Well, like I said, I am doing this for the first time. So for all my vegans out there, hope you guys, you can get the recipe. Cortland should have sent the recipe to you guys. Now, got our cream. Side. All right. Almost. Got a nice little lump. Gotta get rid of. And now that we've got the desired consistency, let me see that. This is what you kind of want it to look like. All right, let me pour this out. Hold that right there. 2 hands, son. Okay. Don't want to waste any product, so we want to make sure. Move your finger. Your fingers in the way. There you go. Gonna give this a taste. It's pretty good. Just think maybe I could have backed off the almond butter just a tad. All right, make sure you pay attention to what you're looking at. I'm gonna sweeten that up just a little bit more, but it's good. And you definitely can tell it needs a little bit more vanilla. Okay. Sweeten it with that monk fruit. Giving that a nice little whirl. Get all that in there. And then what you're going to do, you don't want to waste any product. Take our spatula. Make sure all our cream comes out. All right. Right there, let's check. About to be done in a few minutes. Okay. So now what we're going to do with this, we have that. We're just going to take our cream, and I'm just going to put this in the freezer. Now, usually we just put this in the refrigerator for 1 hour. But I'm going to put this in the freezer to get it cold for time purposes. Okay. Don't want to have an accident. There we go. Put that in the freezer for time purposes. Okay. Let's get rid of our stuff because we don't want that. We're going to wash all that later. You guys have any questions about the tofu cream or anything right now? Just let me know, and I will gladly answer them. All right. We're going to take a nice wine glass and we're going to take some of our berries. And some of our berries are going to go in the wine glass. Like when you eat yogurt and everything, you always want to make sure you have some fruit on the bottom. Okay. Let's get back over here and see what we got. Hey, right there.
Whoa.
See, I told you, these cook really fast. Get that out the shot. Focus on that. Oh, man, look at that. Get closer to it.
Smells really good, too.
Does it really?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what I've got here is I've got some arugula. This is what they will call a deconstructed burger. Okay. Then we're going to take one of our popovers, set it down just like that. Beautiful, ain't it?
It is.
Then we're going to hold that. Stay right there. Focus on the picture. Get your shot. I'm teaching you how to do photography. There you go. Get your shot. Get in there. All right. We'll take a pickle.
Now, do they have to put the pickle on if they don't want?
No, you don't have to put the pickle on.
You don't. Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to put the pickle on.
If it's not to their liking what they're allergic, they don't have to use it.
No, they don't have to use it. And let's get some color on the plate.
Looks like a muffin.
It does, doesn't it?
Looks like a cupcake, a muffin, a deconstructed burger.
Now, if you want to get funky with it, you can add some bacon or a bunch of different things. And there is our burger. There's the burger.
Our beautiful burger.
There it is. This is what's for dinner tonight. Okay. I'm going to get, I know our cream is not cold, but I'm going to get some of it. You hold that camera just like that. Focus it with your fingers out the way. There you go. I'm going to hold it. There you go. That's what I want you to do. All right. Focus on the burger. All right. Now, we're going to pair this with some waffle cut fries. And these are going straight in the air fryer.
Air fryer.
Yeah. These are going straight in the air fryer. Let that preheat. Then I'm going to get our cream. And it's not ready yet. Focus strictly on the plate, son. Okay. All right. Get that out the way. And
So that's our dessert. I'm gonna add the cream to the raspberries.
Now you would top this off.
So our dessert, our course, the meal.
Now you would top that off with some fresh mint and the raspberries right there. And you got a beautiful vegan dessert. And there we go. We've got our burger muffin. You can substitute the turkey for ground beef. You can use ground chicken. You can use vegan crumbles. And you've got a nice burger right there. Okay. Thank you, my son. What I want you to do is take this cream and put it back in the freezer. Okay. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you have, we got some Q&A. Hold on. All right, got you. Remember, you can always log on to www.goodeatsbydoc.com. That's Good Eats with a Z. This is quick, cheap, inexpensive, and you can do this whole meal, you know what I'm saying, for like 20, 25 bucks, if that. You know what I'm saying? Real cheap, real quick, something that you can do with the kids, something fun. Next month, we've got some great things in store, Abby and I. Remember, you can log on to her website at www.harmonynutritionatl.com, or you can log on to my website at www.goodeats with a Z by DOC.com.